So we'll also have a look at what exactly the situation looked like. You can see visuals on your screens at the moment. This is the crowd swelling up at the rally. There were people pushing each other, people in fact even trying to help each other, given the fact that there was no space for them to go through. So as you can see that there are scores of people lined up. There's of course a sense of helplessness in the crowd, and like it's mentioned here that the crowd was trying to pull people up and help people. Remember, what's also important is that several children have died in the tragedy, which of course raises a lot of questions owing to whether the restrictions that were imposed by the police were followed or not. You can see on your screens that there were cries for help that were of course being made. Well, on this, my colleague Vijay joining us on the telecast. Now, Vijay, walk us through the details. Of course, the TVK chief has returned back to his residence in Chennai, and it comes at a time where, leaders from even the AIADMK, the BJP, and even the DMK have, of course, sort of reached the spot. So what exactly does this raise a sort of highlight about, what the actor has done to sort of help the people injured by the stampede?
Yes, but after this tragedy, we can able to get bites from local residents, eyewitnesses. They expressed their anger towards Vijay, so it won't be right time for Vijay to reach the hospital or to console the families. I think it would take time. The situation first need to be taken under control. After that only Vijay might go to Karur again, and he would meet families of victims. Yesterday itself Vijay came back to Trichy airport, and from then in a private jet he reached Chennai airport. He refused to speak with media. He just he denies to show his face to camera. He rushed back to his home. We can able to see police the security to Vijay residence has increased. Even barricades has been placed in front of his residence. As early morning cadres were started to gather in TVK chief Vijay residence, but police restricted the movements around Vijay's residence. But TVK, I think second line of leader, either TVK General Secretary N. Anand or Adav Arjuna would go to Karur to meet the deceased family, whoever got affected in this tragedy. But it is very important TVK how handle this issue, because as we know that TVK is a very new party. This unfortunate thing has happened, so it is TVK's responsibility to handle this situation in a right way. We can able to see anger from the spot, from the location, from the incident spot where exactly the incident happened. So it is I think Vijay would give a detailed statement today, and within 2 or 3 days he might go there. He should get police permission to come to Karur, because if he comes as if it would again create a chaotic situation there, because we don't know what happened. People anger might turn towards him, so there are possibility for such incidents also. So Vijay could reach Karur within 2 or 3 days after analyzing the situation, after pacifying everything in the spot.
I wish to take this question first to my colleague Sam Daniel, also is joining us on the telecast. Now, Sam, of course, important question being raised here. The TVK chief left for Chennai. He did not wait and stay in Karur to look at, of course, the victims or the families of those who were deceased. Instead, he put up a post on social media. He put up a post on X, and apart from this also, he blatantly refused to speak to media. So what essentially is the sentiment when it comes to the people on ground?
Several questions being asked. There is anger, outrage. One, questioning the preparation and police personnel deployed by the police. Questions on whether adequate proportional police forces were deployed on the ground to take care of the surging crowd, expected crowd, particularly since Vijay was expected to come there at noon, but he came there 7 hours late. And did the police keep adding or reinforcing their forces? That's one question. Secondly, did they work in coordination with the organizers in terms of putting in place proper mechanism for crowd control and averting a stampede-like situation. Many are also questioning the party, the TVK, whether it had complied with the norms and conditions put in by the police and later by the court. Particularly, why did Vijay make it a point or a habit to come quite late for all these public rallies? Was that a deliberate act to let the crowd increase and to show this as a kind of the kind of following he has, showcase the crowd, the huge following he has across Tamil Nadu? Secondly, the conditions had made it very clear there cannot be a road show. The cadre should not climb on rooftop, electrical installations, tree tops and things like that. Pregnant women, women with children, elderly and disabled were not allowed to come. They ought to follow it online. But right from the first meeting in Trichy, these were largely violated. So many questions being asked to Vijay as well. But a lot would depend on what Vijay has to answer these questions. In his very short statement on social media, Vijay confined himself to condoling loss of lives, praying for those who are injured, and saying that he is quite shattered, struggling without words to explain. So no word on what he feels about this tragedy, what he thinks could have triggered. But largely, police on the basis of preliminary investigation say 10,000 people were expected. But since there was a huge delay, 27,000 people, nearly 30,000 had gathered there. And what began as a fall at one point of the massive crowd turned into a stampede. As we speak now, 39 dead. At least 51 people are in ICUs in different hospitals. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has rushed there. Home Minister Amit Shah has spoken to the Chief Minister. The Home Ministry has asked for a report from Tamil Nadu government. The tough question, will anyone be held accountable? Will there be a fair, transparent probe? The Chief Minister has constituted a one-man commission under the retired Justice Aruna Jagadeesan. And this commission would probe the situation that led to the stampede and perhaps give exact reasons and recommendations based on which action would be taken. The police have registered a case, specific details not clear at the moment, but certainly on that basis now post-mortem is being expedited. The mortal remains of the bodies of the dead after the post-mortem are being handed over to the families, and the Tamil Nadu government has announced a 10 lakh relief for families of each of these dead and 1 lakh for those who are injured. Doctors have been summoned from both Karur and adjoining districts. Collectors, ministers all have been pulled in to make sure treatment is given to those who are in need in hospitals and make sure they are saved.